podcasting from Northwest Pennsylvania. You're listening to the Gen Extra Podcast, a show about Generation X, movies, technology, weird news, and anything else they feel like. Join them every Monday morning. Now, here's your hosts, Dave and Joe.
All right, welcome back to another episode 222. It's
a nice number.
It is a nice number. Yeah, 222. Yeah, it's actually Memorial Day weekend. Well, this will come out on Memorial Day, 2025. I hope everybody had or is having a wonderful holiday weekend. You know, picnics and such, cookouts, whatever you're going to do.
This weekend is not cooperating, though. Have you seen the forecast?
It's not looking great.
No, it's not. Like this is a real bummer.
It is. Usually Memorial Day is like pretty comfortable, you know, like kickoff of the warm weather, you know, holiday. Yeah. And it's like in like the mid 50s. Like it's not going to be awesome.
Yeah, it's raining and stuff. It's just a bummer because you're right. People want to get out, you want to grill, you want to do things outside.
Oh, we're still going to do it. You going to do it?
We don't have anything planned yet for the weekend, believe it or not. There's no we're going to someone's house or we're grilling on this day. And I think part of that is everyone's like looking outside and being like,
no, no, we're not doing it.
I mean, we'll do something. Something will happen.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure. Even if it's just simple as, cooking some burgers or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. So but anyway, yeah. Glad we're doing this show because it actually wasn't going to happen. And I guess if you haven't noticed yet, we have a different Joe on the show. The OG Joe is back for an episode.
Wait, who? What?
Yeah, Breeze had some family stuff going on. I guess maybe his kid's birthday or something. But he was out this weekend, and I was talking to you, and you're like, "Hey, I'll join." And here we are, Joe.
It's like sliding back into the seat of your car.
Yeah,
just molds right to you.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah. So, yeah, dude, it's been a while since you and I've done one together, like just me and you. You've done some,
yes, because I was on recently with the 4-person, right? Did we do a 4-person recently?
Yeah, that was the hot sauce challenge one.
Oh yeah, that's right. I got some video from that. I got to give to you guys.
Oh yeah, and that was disappointing at the heat level of that hot sauce. It wasn't that spicy.
Yeah, I got right. The whole point of the video that episode was to be like, oh my god, it's so hot, and you were just like, yeah, this is good.
It was more delicious than it was spicy.
I mean, I guess that's a good thing.
I guess, but we're doing it again at some point, and I'm gonna just spring for it and get like the real spice kit.
Oh, you mean not that one was a different one, right? It wasn't the real one or something.
Yeah, it was like Susie Jemima's, some hot sauce, whatever it's called.
Okay, all right. I now want Susie Jemima's hot sauce,
whatever it's called.
I want that.
Yeah, that's what we'll make. Oh my god! They don't even have Aunt Jemima's syrup anymore.
Well, they changed it, right?
They did, yeah, because it's not the old familiar Aunt Jemima in her what do they call that thing? The
southern attire.
Yeah, is not her anymore.
Yeah, they changed it. That's right. The whole Aunt Jemima thing is. Or did they just change the name? What did that become? Let me check something.
Yeah, better Google it. Maybe I thought they got rid of all of it because it was, I guess, offensive. I'm assuming they thought maybe Aunt Jemima was not working willingly. I don't know how to phrase this. Oh,
wait a minute. Is this coming back?
Oh, is it really?
Hold on a second. Let's check the news on. Okay, Pancake. 1 week ago, pancake and syrup brand Aunt Jemima is getting a new name and look. Is it coming back? Uh-oh. Here's a fact check going on here, okay? Because you know how bad this stuff gets, right? Something appears on social media, people think it's coming back, and then it's nothing, right?
Yeah, we're awful at getting things correct on this show.
Well, yeah, I mean, look, I think the reality is I'm not on anymore, so you don't really have a fact check.
I got Breeze fact checking stuff for me.
Good, Breeze. Listen, if you're listening, we need some more fact checking.
I am not the fact checker.
Yes, you know what?
I just spread rumors.
No. Quaker Oats, here it is. This is exactly why we're doing this. Quaker Oats has not announced Aunt Jemima products are back. So, not coming back. If you're seeing stuff on social media that Aunt Jemima is back, it is BS. It's gone.
Yeah. Was it offensive? Is that what it was?
Yes. So, evolution of the brand here.
Uh,
In 2020, amidst nationwide protests against systemic racism, Quaker Oats announced the retirement of Aunt Jemima brand name and image. So it's 2020, and then 2021, it was officially rebranded as the Pearl Milling Company. And I don't know if they now have a syrup still. It's just called like Pearl Milling syrup or something. I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know. Like Aunt Jemima, like she put her heart and soul into making a delicious syrup.
I mean, she certainly looked happy.
Yeah, and they took
On
it
the
away
bottle.
from her. No, I know it gets deeper than that.
I mean, it's about as complex as like we don't know.
I think it was like on that whole, like there was a lot of that happening at the time where like they rebranded like the Chiefs.
Oh yeah,
and the Indians,
Yep.
like all the sports teams, and so I think it just kind of fell victim to the what was happening at the time.
Yeah, right, wrong, or indifferent. There was definitely a lot of rebranding, what's the right word? Re-sanitizing stuff.
Yeah,
right. Whatever the right word is.
Unracisming.
Racisming it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway,
whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
So there you go. I guess we need to not talk, or we didn't plan on talking about Aunt Jemima at all.
No. Like, what are these guys doing this week?
Right. Yeah, actually, well, since Breeze is off this week, you are going to take the reins on one of our favorites, which is National Days.
National Days. Yeah, I did. I'm pulling up the reins here, right? Because I hear you guys do National Days, so I thought, you know what? I better cover my bases here.
Do you enjoy the National Days when you hear it?
I do. You know what the thing is, though, is that some of the National Days are just so blah. You know what I mean?
Well, we try and get rid of the blah ones, and we go for the funny ones or absolutely ridiculously stupid ones.
I guess my point is that there's so many of the National Days that we have are just like so matter of the fact. Like I'm saying, as a country, not you guys,
right?
Like that's like you said, like you have to skip over the blah ones because there's like National Bread Day,
which is just so dumb.
So however, there are some good ones this week.
There are actually some pretty good ones. Yeah. So go ahead though. You're taking the reins, man.
May 22nd. I went through this phase. May 22nd, National Craft Distillery Day.
Oh, the old craft beers. Yeah, I kind of have like I used to really enjoy a craft beer. Well, first I hated craft beer. Then I loved craft beer. No,
hold on a second though. Before you get down the beer angle, this is craft distilling. So small batch spirits.
Oh, okay. I got you. I'm thinking like an IPA, like craft, beer.
Right. And I'm sure that day exists as well. But this one is specifically small batch spirit distilling.
Okay.
Which we have two of them. We have two of them in Erie, where I'm at.
Yeah. What's the one that I had that I liked? The sponsor your
Altered
hockey.
State.
Yeah, Altered State. Yeah.
Right. Yep. Altered State sponsored our beer league. Go figure. Beer league team.
Spirit league
for a couple of years. But there's another one too in town. So I mean, yeah, it's a thing now.
Yeah. Do you think they should make a whiskey league or call it the Spirit League, where no one drinks beer and they just drink spirits?
What a disaster!
That'd be so bad.
Before and after the game.
It'd be like day one on Learn to Skate Day.
Oh, yeah. But then there's the fighting to go along with it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's a bunch of drunks. Yeah. What's another national day?
We have the National Solitaire Day. National Solitaire Day was also May 22nd. So I don't know how these stack up, but the reason why I like this one is because anybody that was, grew up. Anyway, I can't talk today. Anybody that grew up Gen X or late or early stage, I should say, early stage millennial.
Yeah.
Knows playing solitaire on Windows, whether it be Windows 95, Windows 98, Windows XP, Windows 7. Solitaire has been a staple of the Windows install forever.
Yeah. Do you ever play it on the computer anymore? Because I don't.
I actually don't know if it actually is installed on Windows 10 and 11 by default anymore.
I'm going to look on mine here.
There's an app now. There's an app.
Oh,
there's a solitaire and casual games app now.
I see that.
No, the core install, I think, stopped at Windows 8, maybe. The core Windows install that was just Windows Solitaire, that stopped around Windows 8.
They should really bring that back. They should bring back Minesweeper, honestly. That was like one of my favorite games. even though nobody knew how
mine-
to play it.
You know what, though? Okay, speaking of that,
Mhm.
a couple of years ago, or maybe more than a couple of years ago, sometime in the late 2010s or early 2020s, I actually did kind of like look up the correct way to play solitaire, or not solitaire, Minesweeper.
Yeah.
It's not nearly as difficult as we made it out to be. It's actually
Well, I knew it
completely
wasn't.
logical and makes sense.
I knew how to play it. Actually, I knew how to play it because
Okay, so you knew how to play too.
our mutual friend Angela, she taught me how to play it when I was in 9th grade, and I think she was a senior. And
Okay.
yeah, in computer class. Because I remember I was watching her play it, and I'm like, I have no idea what the hell you're doing. And she showed me, and I'm like, oh, this makes sense. Like I caught on really quickly, and yeah, it was like one of my favorite games. Bring it back.
If you're listening at home, the numbers just represent how many bombs are around that square.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Yeah, that's it.
And it was so simple. And for like 30, maybe 40 years, I had no idea.
Yeah,
That's how easy it was.
8 sides to that square, 4 corners and 4 sides.
Yeah.
Or 8 points of contact. Yeah. So there you go. I mean, it wasn't that hard. Anyway,
No,
people
no,
are
it
like,
wasn't
shut up about Minesweeper.
It's like, mine, what? All right. I like this next one, even though I can't eat it I don't eat it anymore, but National Pudding Day. National Vanilla Pudding.
Oh, specifically vanilla pudding.
Specifically vanilla pudding. Now, are you a vanilla or chocolate pudding person?
I gotta go chocolate.
I think most people go chocolate, don't they?
It's just better tasting, yeah.
I feel like vanilla pudding is what usually like you could put into like a pie or a cake or something.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah, into some sort of a special pudding cake. Oh, those birds.
Yeah,
I know you can't hear the birds on the recording usually, but they are going bonkers over there.
I was gonna say like that'll be when we play this back.
The edit usually takes it out, but it's just ridiculous.
That's kind of so. For those listening at home, you have a bird's nest
behind the air conditioner.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I am not allowed to get rid of them.
Nope, can't do that.
Yeah. So, but anyway, let's do another. How many more national days we got? A few more.
Okay, so here's another interesting one. This is coming up tomorrow. Interesting that it's this weekend, but it's coming up tomorrow. National Scavenger Hunt Day.
Ooh.
Like scavenger hunt got its own day.
Yeah, that could fall into like geocaching. That's kind of the same thing, right?
Oh yeah. Okay. So I mean, I don't know when they declared National Scavenger Hunt Day. It looks like I don't know. It doesn't say when, but yeah, I mean, like geocaching could definitely fall into that.
Have you ever gone geocaching?
Maybe one time. Like I don't think I've ever done it with any kind of repetition or anything.
Really? It's so fun, dude. Like you should try it. Like take the kids out one day and just go geocaching. Download the app.
Well, is there like as I say, is like I remember when it first started, people just had communities and web pages now, but I'm assuming there's just apps now for it.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you can even like subscribe to it for like it's where you can hide your own caches. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Like it's fun. We haven't done one for a while.
So wait a minute, hold on a second. Are you saying I can just take all the crap from my house that I don't want and just put it in the middle of the woods somewhere and just say, hey, I'm geocaching?
I mean, I guess if you want to put stuff out there, that's not really how it works. Usually it's like some kind of a container with, like a scroll, like a piece of paper inside of it, and perhaps a pen, depending on how big the container is. And when you find the cache, you open it up and you get the paper out and you put your name and when you found it and you put it all back.
Oh,
and leave it for the next person. Yeah, it's just fun.
Oh, I thought people put stuff in the container like coins or something. You know?
No, I mean you could, I guess, if you wanted to, but only the first person would.
Geocaching. I thought it was to find other people's stuff that they didn't want in the woods. That's what I thought you did.
No, it's literally just like it's like a coffee can or like an old school like film canister. Yeah, there's not stuff. It's just finding the thing.
All right. Well, I don't know if I'm going to do this.
Yeah, but I will say if you ever do it, when you kind of get in the area of where the cache is, it can be tricky to find out where someone put it. So you have to like look at it with the idea in your head. Where if you were holding holding a cache in your hand, where would you hide it? And like that kind of helps you kind of narrow where it might be. It
20 feet underground.
Yeah, there's like an X on the ground with a shovel laying there.
Yeah, you're like, what? I'm out.
Oh my gosh! All right, give me another national day. What else is going on this week?
There is. I mean, this one is. I've never had this before, so I can't describe it. Maybe some of your listeners have had one or it. National Escargot Day.
Escargot. I know. What is it? Some kind of a seafood something.
Snails? I think
Yeah.
cooked land snails.
Yeah.
Look,
I have never had it.
It's a French dish. National Escargot Day. I'm looking at these. So there's a picture of them on a plate.
I don't think they're cooked. I think they're raw.
I mean, it's maybe escargot is, it says cooked. It says cooked in the article.
Okay. I thought escargot was a raw, like, what do you call it? Like a snail.
Let me see. Here's what it says. During preparation, and maybe it's lightly cooked, escargot is cooked by removing the land snails from their shells. So they're pulled out of there, cooking them in garlic, butter, and wine. Once cooked, the gastropods go back into their shells with the sauce for serving. Because the snails are clumsy to eat, special forks and tongs help improve the experience. No, I don't want any of this.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Look, it says escargots are almost always cooked before they're eaten. Okay. All right. I guess I might have been thinking of something else. But no, I don't want this. Ever eat a snail, like a slug. No thanks.
I mean, if I'm stranded on an island and I have to eat one to survive, sure, but not this. I don't want a cooked snail served to me like a...
Yeah.
No.
I think gastropod is a slug, right? Like that's what it means.
I guess. Yeah, I think.
Gross.
Nope. I don't want one.
No thanks. Yeah. Were you ever one of those kids and poured salt on slugs?
When I was little.
Yeah, I know.
Because
we all did it.
Everybody did it at least once.
We had to entertain ourselves. We didn't have internet or on demand. We weren't even allowed in the house if it was nice out.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope. What are you doing in here? What are you doing in here? Go put some salts and go put salt on some slugs.
Yeah. Yeah. You had to entertain yourself, man. Oh my God.
Hey, you know what? Look, they sell slug salt as like a way to get rid of them. So it's not just kids being mean to slugs. They literally sell the stuff.
Oh, they've branded a salt.
Oh, yeah. If you have a slug, because you can have a slug problem in a garden. So they will sell you anti-slug. It's even more brutal than salt. So it's not just kids.
I wonder what makes it different than just like regular table salt. Maybe it's not.
It probably acts faster, honestly.
Yeah, it was like iodized or something. Is that called?
Yeah, I don't know if it is or not. That's a good question.
I'm not sure what that means.
There's only one iodized. There's only one active group on the end of the chemical chain. I think. Okay. Hold on a sec.
Yeah. What's the chemical? What is it? What is salt? Sulfur something. I don't even remember what it is.
Na. Is that the salt? I thought Na.
Na2.
Hold on, salt chemicals. We know, everyone knows this.
I know.
NaCl.
Okay, I thought there was a C in there. All right.
Yeah, sodium chloride.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so welcome to the science show.
We butcher chemical symbols.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Anything else on this National Day list, or was that it?
I think we're good.
Okay, that was enough.
Whoa! Did you just broke up on my end?
Oh, did I? Really? Am I good? Am I better now?
Yeah, I think you're fine.
Okay.
Carry on.
All right. Cool. All right. Well, to celebrate the name of the show that you and I decided to call it, almost 5 years ago, Joe.
Yeah, seriously.
We found, and I saw this floating around on the internet on like Facebook or something, and it's called the GenX Challenge. And it says, give yourself a point for everything you've done. And there are a handful of things on here for sure.
Oh, nice.
So we're going to go through these, and do you want to? I'm going to actually keep a tally for myself. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I've got my notepad, virtual notepad pulled up here. So
as you can hear mine, I have a physical notepad, a yellow legal pad.
Oh, you're physically writing these things down.
Well, I'm just going to mark. I'm just going to mark how many I got right, or not right, but
all right.
Okay.
All right.
So here we go. The GenX Challenge. This is for anybody probably over the age of 35 to 40. We'll probably have most of these. Yeah. So do you want to alternate, and I'll take the first one?
Well, why don't you just say it?
You just want me to go?
Both. Yeah, you say what the question or statement is, and then we'll both record if we did it or not.
Okay. All right. Here we go. First one. Used a rotary phone. Yes, for sure.
Okay. All right. We're already off to a good start here.
Yeah. When was the last time you used a rotary phone?
You know what's funny? Because actually, that's a really good question, because in everybody's life, there was a time, well, at least most people, okay, I can't say everybody's life. That's completely incorrect now. Most people our age, there was a time when it was the last time you used a rotary phone. Think about that for a second. There was a last time. And I mean, maybe it had to have been the mid to late 1990s, because my parents' house still had them.
Yeah, we had one too, but it was weird. It wasn't like the rotary phone most people think about is like the one that sat on like grandma's like end stand.
Yeah.
The one we had that was rotary for a long time it actually hung on the wall. Like it was a corded wall one.
Okay.
And when you pulled it off, it had the freaking rotary dial in it. And we had that when we were kids. Ridiculous.
That is, yeah, I think that was hanging in your house for a while, wasn't it?
Yeah. Actually, I saw a movie recently. I think it was Heart Eyes. It was on Netflix, like a murder whodunit movie. And these like teenagers went into this house and they came across a rotary phone.
And no clue,
they
right?
had no idea how to use it. They're like, what is this? Like, where's the buttons? It was really funny. It was a great little comedy moment in the horror movie.
Love it.
We won't go into detail in depth on every one of these. That one.
No, that one is just interesting.
Yeah. I used a typewriter, of course.
Guilty.
Next one. Had a floppy disk. Of course.
Guilty.
That's how we gave each other files and loaded games.
Yeah. And hoped that it wasn't corrupted.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Taken a picture with film. Of course.
Yep. Oh, especially you. You probably still do.
No, God, no.
No, you don't have a single film camera anymore.
But yeah, I have a couple of them here, but I don't ever use them.
Oh, okay. Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah, to hell with that.
Nope.
Played Pong. Oh, I'm assuming like Atari Pong.
The original Pong and Pong clones came out sometime, I think it was between like 78 and 82. So definitely, I had one. We had one in my childhood home.
Yeah, we did too. Listen to music on CDs. That's an easy one.
Yep.
Made a mixtape. Yes, dude. The mixtapes were like the old school way to make mixtapes was to wait for a song that Casey Kasem likes top 40. Yeah, and just like wait and hit record on the tape player.
It was always great because you either missed like the first couple seconds of the song, and you also had like some trailing at the end where like it was the song would be done, but then Casey Kasem would come back on to talk about it. So you always had like 20 seconds of them talking about it.
Yeah.
If you didn't stop it in time.
Yeah, because he would always try and like hit that mark too, where like the song intro was happening and he was talking about the song right over, and he would just be like, and here you go, next on, the next song on the list is, and it's like the bed is underneath his voice. But anyway, he would, as soon as he would stop talking, would be like when the lyrics would kick in.
Yep.
Yeah, it's like, stop it, Casey. Did you know Casey Kasem did the voice for Shaggy?
I did know that.
Okay.
I did know that.
That's probably just common knowledge at this point. All right, next one. Had a Walkman.
We'll say any
Walkman.
Any kind of Walkman. Doesn't have to be a Sony Walkman, as long as you had a portable tape deck, right?
Yep. Yeah, tape deck. Right. I'd even see like a CD player too.
Dude, I'm crushing it over here, okay? I don't think I've missed a single one so far.
Me neither. Popped your collar.
Okay. I'm taking a 0 on that one.
I'm trying to think if I ever did. I may have done it maybe like ironically. I don't know if I ever did it to be cool though.
Right, but can we count ironic?
No, I don't think so. No, because I believe it would have to be like you went out of your house to look cool doing so.
Right, and I remember. Okay, so remember too the whole popped collar thing. It was definitely like a bro frat boy kind of look too. Like it wasn't something I could pull off.
It was dumb.
It was, yeah, and I think most people still thought it was generally dumb. Like it was just like, don't do that, even though some people did.
I feel like that's a bit of a stretch because that had to be like really early Gen X. I feel like it was like from like Grease, like the movie, like what's his name? The guy, main character, John Travolta.
No, but it came back though. Don't you remember when it came back?
No.
Yeah, there was a whole period in the late 1990s. Hold on a second. It was late 90s, early 2000s. Hold on.
No.
When did popping collars popular? Yeah, it came back in the early 2000s. Yes,
no kidding.
I remember. Yeah.
I still never did it then either.
And you know what made that one in particular even funnier? There was a very brief period of time when wearing 2 collared shirts at the same time
I
was a
remember
thing
that.
they were. Yeah,
I remember that from like Dead Man on Campus.
it
Like-
looks ridiculous.
It does look really stupid. Yeah, I remember
Like,
dude, in that movie, he had like 3 or 4 layers of shirts on all the time. That was too many shirts.
Yeah, like you got to be hot in there.
Yeah, it was an undershirt, a collared shirt, and then like in there somewhere was like a long sleeve shirt that was sticking out too.
Like, are you sweating?
Yeah, I'd be sweating.
What's going on? Yeah,
Oh my
so
gosh.
I'm taking a 0. I'm taking a
me
0
too.
on that one.
Me too. All right, pegged your jeans. Guilty.
Remind me, what is that?
Like when you like tight rolled your pants at the bottom.
Oh, totally. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't do it for very long, but it was like a later kind of 80s thing. I remember doing it when I was younger, like maybe real early
Elementary
90s.
school.
Yeah.
Elementary school is where I was tight rolling them jeans.
So stupid. You know, all this crap's going to come back to at some point.
Man, I tell you what, I could still do it. I could take my jeans right now and still do it. I'm pretty sure I remember how.
Next time you come down, I want you to show
We're tight
up.
rolling.
I just want you to show up with peg jeans.
I'm doing it right now.
All right. Oh my gosh. All right. Taped music off the radio. Oh, well, I guess
Yep.
we kind of discussed that already.
Yep.
Let's see. Watched VHS or Betamax. I watched them both.
I mean, VHS, yeah. Betamax, no, but
Well,
That's
Betamax
because-
it was very rare. to
yeah, it
find.
flopped.
Yeah, but I remember a friend of the family had a Betamax, and I remember watching Rambo on Betamax. It was
You know
awesome.
what? And this is funny, maybe not funny. Interesting fact about Betamax is it was a better technology.
It was.
It was. I think it had a higher. I think it
Higher
had a higher
resolution.
definition.
Yep.
Yeah.
It was smaller.
And for some reason, and I don't know if it was the players. I think it was basically the actual play, like the VHS versus Betamax players. For some reason, one of them took off and the other one didn't. And I believe it was because the VHS player was becoming more popular. Though I'd have to double check that.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it was like RCA and maybe JVC like jumped on board, the Japanese Victor company. I think they jumped on board with making VHS players. And I think Sony was like proprietary, like to only making
That's right.
like the
Yes.
Betamax.
Yeah.
So they
Oh,
lost.
and yep, because VHS, more manufacturers are willing to make the players for VHS because it had a general lower manufacturing price, longer recording time, and as that took a hold, more players became more popular, and Betamax out the door.
Yeah, and as the old like urban legend goes, I remember.
Oh, I
Yeah.
know what you're gonna say.
Yeah, I don't know if it's true or not, but I've heard. You've heard the rumors over the years when you were
Yeah.
younger that
Yeah.
that porn backed
Yeah.
VHS. And
That is
that was the
is
tipping point.
Yes, that's the urban. I don't know if right. That's the urban legend that industry
Mm-hmm.
went with VHS, and that's why Betamax never worked out.
Yeah.
Is it true?
I don't know.
I
Could
don't know.
just
It
be
doesn't-
all rumor.
and I don't see any clarification here, so we'll just
I mean, fact of the matter is, it was on VHS, so there's something to it.
something to it. Yes.
Yeah. All right. Watched MTV for the music videos. Yes, I did.
Yep.
Had a boombox. Had a couple of them. Yes.
Yep.
Went to a drive-in movie.
I've just been to one.
I think I've
So
been to
was-
one too when I was younger, and that's about it. Like we never frequented one
No,
ever, but I have been to one.
no, it was not a thing that by the time you and I were growing up, yeah, they still existed, but we went to the regular theater.
Yeah, they still exist now. Like people still go to them.
Yeah, and that's why I counted it because I've been to one in the last decade.
Yeah. Let's see. Watched after school specials.
I mean, I guess.
Yeah, I guess I'm probably
sure.
sure I did.
I mean, who hasn't?
Let's see. Ordered from Columbia House. Definitely. I probably still owe them money.
Can you believe it? Out of all the things that we were doing as teenagers, and that people were basically, because that was a pretty famous. Everyone was basically scamming Columbia House.
Mhm.
I never did. I never filled out the thing,
you're not
got my
getting a check
10
mark?
CDs,
You're not getting
and
a
then
check
just
mark?
ignored them. No, I
Wow.
have to take a 0. I never scammed Columbia House.
Well, you missed out.
Apparently.
Yeah. Let's see. Used sun in. What the hell is sun in? Is that like for your hair or something?
I have no idea. If I don't know, I'll take a 0.
I got a 0 for that one too. I'm not even sure what that is. Did duck and cover drills. Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yep. Yep.
Mhm. Yeah, those are always pointless. I think Steve and I were talking about in the last show, just how like pointless they are, because if there is a real emergency, who's actually going to go do that? You're just going to run for your life.
Here comes the tornado, nuclear warhead.
Under your desk, grab a book, no.
Yeah, I remember the out the hallway thing.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like what?
Like that's going to help.
Isn't this worse?
Yeah. It's stupid.
Actually, I read a good article on that. That all was designed
like a placebo.
Yes, it was all placebo. It was designed to make people think that
there was a way to survive.
Better chance, right? That there was a better chance of survival. That blast is ripping right through that school.
Oh, you're cooked. Yeah, it's
everybody's.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that to like celebrate it. I'm saying like holding the book over your head in the hallways, not doing anything.
No, maybe a tornado. As long as it doesn't hit the building directly.
Right. If there was some debris potentially falling, maybe that book protects your head from the rock. Yeah. So I will give them some credit for maybe that. But but if the tornado's coming through the school, I'm sorry, that's going to be a tragedy.
All right, let's do. I'll finish out the rest of this side here. I had an AOL address. Of course, I did.
I didn't have an AOL address. I did have a Hotmail that I still use today.
I will say this. I'm going to modify this one. I'm just saying
any of the old school ones
just had AOL at all.
Oh yeah, period. Yes.
Yeah, because I'm not sure if I had an actual AOL address. I feel like I probably did, but yeah, used a phone book, of course.
Yep.
When was the last time you used a phone book? My God.
It's still delivered up here, and it goes right in the garbage.
You just throw it in the garbage?
Yeah, I don't know what else to do with it. No, I'm sorry. I throw it in the recycle.
Oh, okay, all right. Well, at least you recycle it. Folding a paper map. Well, okay, use a paper map. Who cares if you folded it?
Like, hold on a second.
Yeah, I never folded it up. Dumb. Used a dictionary and a thesaurus, of course.
Yeah.
Used a payphone quite often, actually, when we were younger.
Do you remember? I got a note there, though. Do you remember for a period of time in the 1990s how to scam the payphone? Do you remember?
There was a weird way. You called something and then hung up.
If you called basically
the operator, maybe
1-800 any 1-800 number, like I always use 1-800 ABCDEFG.
Yeah.
Just don't say anything. Wait for the operator to hang up, and then then dial the number you need on the payphone.
When the dial tone came back, you could just make a phone call. That's right. Yeah.
Yep. Because for some reason the phones didn't consider that a dead line, so they never reset. So you could just dial out again.
That's awesome.
And it worked. I know it's an urban legend, but it legitimately worked because I used it when I didn't have a quarter.
Yeah, I remember we had written down like several of the local payphones, like the numbers on them.
Yeah. Oh, so you could call them.
Yeah, so we'd call them like, hey, like be at this payphone at this time. We'll call. Like that was how we'd have to communicate sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah. I still remember in our hometown where several of them were. I don't know if you remember where they were, but I know there was one outside the movie store. Remember that?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Because that one got used a couple times.
Oh yeah. All right, another one here. Made a collect phone call. Yeah, I've done that.
Yeah. When I was a kid, I've called my parents collect a couple times.
Used dial-up internet.
Yep.
Of course. That's how we did it back in the day. Used a chat room. Yes.
Yep.
ASL.
Constantly.
Yeah. It's like 19 and you're like, nope, out of here.
Yeah. Nope.
Let's see. You posted a message on message boards. Yeah.
Yep.
Listened to Casey Kasem. Yep, we were talking about that.
Yep.
All right, 3 more. Slid down metal slides. Yes.
Yes.
Read your cereal box for fun. Well, yeah, there wasn't anything else to do. And used encyclopedias. Yes. Okay.
Yes.
There you go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
I think we have the same score.
I got 30.
Well, let me check. 1, 2, 3.
Or I'm sorry, 25.
8,
25.
9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Yeah.
Well, you got 30.
Because I don't think we were different.
4, 5, 6. Oh, gosh, I did bad math. Yes, 30. 30.
Yeah, I don't think we actually had anything different.
Yeah. And the last one, did bad math recently. Yes.
It's like, bam, done. Yeah. Okay. So I don't know what the scale is, but we're definitely hitting this one out of the park in terms of is there any Gen X left in you, or did you come from that? Because certainly.
Yeah. No, I think we only missed like two.
Yeah, and I just didn't know what they were.
Yeah.
And there was another one in there, but regardless, yeah, 30 is a pretty good score there.
It is. Yeah, we are definitely of that age. I'm trying to find. Oh, there it is. Okay. All right, Joe. Are you ready for the next segment of the show?
Whatever it is, I'm ready.
Okay. Well, here's one of the intros I know you loved.
From all across the world, there are stories to be told. The strange, the bizarre, funny, freaky, the abnormal, and extraordinary. Grab your beer or pour some booze. It's time for the Weird News.
Classic.
Yes.
Classic. Classic. I love it.
Oh my gosh. Yes. All right. So we have a few weird news stories. Did you happen to find one?
I do. I have one here right in front of me that I think is very amusing.
Perfect. Okay. All right. So the first one I'm going to jump into, I'll have you do yours next. This one kind of lands in my wheelhouse, sort of.
Okay.
It's wedding related. So this one is called, let me bring up the article. It's on the New York Post. It says, wedding guests flee in terror as tornado crashes the party.
Oh, wow.
Let's see. Okay. It says, till death nearly did them part before the nuptials even got a chance to start. I don't know if that's supposed to rhyme. It says, sure, most lovebirds like the idea of a whirlwind romance. But when a whirling tornado is bearing down on your big day venue, the thrill of head spinning tornado courtship goes flying out the window, along with everything not nailed down. So yeah, this is I don't know. It doesn't even say where this actually happened. I'm assuming somewhere in the Midwest. Yeah, dude. So yeah, these people at a wedding, and someone caught a photo of the funnel cloud starting.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, there wasn't a video though, which is unfortunate. You think with all the people there with phones and stuff, like must have been unplugged wedding.
It's almost impossible these days. There's a video of everything.
Yeah, this is only just a couple of days ago, so I'm sure one will surface soon. Yeah, so they're at a wedding, and shortly before the actual ceremony was supposed to kick off, the storm came in and a tornado dropped down to ruin the day. Like, oh my God. Like, dude, I've been to so many weddings.
Oh, so bad.
And thank God, like I've never had this happen at a wedding, for any, like, for my client's sake. But yeah, like we've had rain happen. We've had some storms kind of come and go. But man, never a flipping tornado. Like that's awful. Like I feel so bad.
Did they finish the ceremony, or did they just have to run? Like did they finish the ceremony and they were milling about, or it came through while they were like in the middle of it?
Let me read a little further here. It says as they freaked out and folks ran inside a rustic establishment for cover. Oh God, there is a video. Someone did post it.
See, I knew it. Yep.
Okay. Yeah, there's the video. I just scroll down further. It says, rather than sheltering in place, a few terrified attendees wanted to hightail it home. This is left. It says, we're not staying in a death barn, one guest said. Like, we're out of here. Oh my gosh. We're not gonna save. Wait, this is not gonna save us from if it hits us. Another guy. Anyway, this is not where we want to be. Yeah, I mean, that sucks. I guess a lot of guests just took off.
I mean, I guess, okay, but to be fair, it is a tornado.
It is a tornado. I mean, your life is on the line.
Right. There becomes the point where you're saying to yourself, I know I'm at a wedding, but we probably shouldn't die here.
Yeah, we probably should leave.
And then, of course, maybe your partner's like, well, they're bringing the cake out soon. Do you think we could squeeze that in?
Yeah,
wow.
Probably the craziest one I ever saw, which was again not a tornado, but it was literally moments before the ceremony was supposed to start, and it was an outdoor ceremony, like beautiful venue, and I remember looking at the radar, and there was literally this one small storm, just all by itself, and it was coming. I was watching the radar, and it's literally coming directly over top, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm like, it's gonna be here. I'm like trying to let people know. Because all the guests are seated and they're just waiting for people to start making like their way down the aisle.
Mhm.
I'm like, there is a storm coming. I'm like, it should be here in about like 8 minutes. So they're like trying to like hurry up the
Oh,
process.
wow.
Like, come on, like they're like they're trying to like put everything on.
It's like the scene from Spaceballs, right?
Yeah, like,
we're gonna do the short version.
yeah. So they did like they hurried up, and as soon as the bride got to the end of the aisle to start walking down with her dad, it got there, and dude, it opened up bad. Like it was just downpouring, and she was just getting drenched walking down the aisle, and they didn't abandon it. They just kept going, and they got up to the altar, just getting poured on, and we're hiding like underneath trees, like trying to keep the cameras dry. And I remember her dad grabbed an umbrella, and he stood beside her and held the umbrella over his daughter's head.
Okay, that's nice.
And it actually made for some like really memorable photos. We just kept taking pictures of it. I was like,
it ends up being a nice memory, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like dad trying to keep his little girl dry from during her wedding.
Yeah. I could see doing that. That's very nice.
Yeah. So of course, we're just going to document the heck out of that moment. But yeah, there you go. What's your story? What'd you find?
Okay, so we have enough time. I have 2 water-based ones. One's funny, crazy. One is interesting, but kind of sad at the same time.
Oh,
I'll do funny, crazy first.
Okay.
So this happened in Norway. A man in Norway awoke early Thursday to discover a container ship. And you know what a container ship looks like, right?
Yeah.
A massive container ship had run aground in his front yard of his house. Like his front yard connects with the ocean,
Okay,
right?
yeah.
He just has this little house, in Norway on the side of the ocean there.
Mhm.
And a 443-foot container ship had run aground into his yard.
The entire ship.
Like it's it ran aground. It did the thing where like it started slowing down, but they couldn't slow down in time, and it ran aground like right in front of his house. Like literally the front of his house. It didn't hit his house, luckily. It stopped 20, 30 feet from his house.
Oh my God. Okay. So it's like right there.
But here's the crazy part. He didn't even know or hear it. His neighbor, like from down the shore, is like calling him, or has knocked on his door. He didn't.
Bro, you got a ship in your front yard.
Yeah. And this thing has container boxes and everything on it. And he didn't even answer at first until his neighbor called him on the phone and was like, because he tried ringing his doorbell and he didn't answer the door, because who answers their door today?
Right, yeah.
And he's like, yeah, bro, there's a container ship in your front yard. And he goes out and he's like, what the hell?
What's a Norway accent sound like?
What the hell? I don't know. I don't know.
There's a container in your front yard. I don't know. That's like Austria or something.
Is that French? What was that?
Maybe.
Come on, get over here. Get this container ship out of my
Come
yard.
on.
Come on, get out of here.
There's a ship in your front yard. Come on. There's a bomb in there.
Come on, push on it. Let's get it out of here.
Oh,
That's yeah. It's right there. It's parked right in his front yard. Just all for you to walk outside your house and take in.
Wow. I'm assuming like the whole crew was still on there trying to figure out how to get it unstuck.
Yeah, right. Yeah, they're all in there. They're like, can we back?
Can I use your bathroom?
Yeah. He comes out. He's like, look, I know we're in your front yard, but I really, really have to pee.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. What was your other water story?
Okay, so this is just weird in general, like talking about weird news, okay? Like that's kind of like zany weird. This is like sad weird. This is published on May 15th, 2025, so it is recent, so I don't think anything's been done yet. You know the whole thing with, nobody's doing these water, like no one's doing like the marine parks anymore, right? Because that's basically been kind of like
inhumane.
The dolphins themselves, I think, are still allowed in marine parks these days.
They seem to have fun. They enjoy it.
Because they seem, right. And I don't know what it is. They seem, right. Dolphins are just kind of more like, hey, this is great. I'll jump through the hoop. But like whales, that was a big problem, right? So that we don't do that anymore.
Right.
However, there's this aerial footage of an abandoned marine land in France, abandoned, that still has 2 killer whales and 12 dolphins living in it.
That's awful. Why have they not moved them?
That's what they're trying to figure out. Marine land.
They just left them there?
literally left them.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Just the craziest, like, abandonment
son
story
of a
that you.
bitch.
I know. Like, you would think that closing the park would have like a checklist on it. It's like,
Right.
did you remove the animals?
That should be number one. Get rid of
The
the animals.
mammals,
Put the animals back in the ocean or something. Like,
Yeah.
like, did anybody get the animals? Like, I don't know. I emptied the garbages. Like,
There's at the front gate. They're like, okay, like, remove killer whales and dolphins. Oh no.
like, certainly somebody got them. Like,
Yeah. Well, yeah. Like, I did tell Dan to get him out of here,
move
and I'm
the
assuming he
dolphins.
did. And the other guy's like, well, Dan left like 2 days ago.
So these poor dolphins and orcas are just stuck there.
Yeah. Yeah. And they don't know. And it gets worse because it used to be 3 killer whales. It was a male, a female, and their kid. Okay.
One's
so
missing?
The mom and this, that's the dad. The dad, because remember, these tanks are just rotting away. The dad swallowed something in the water that he shouldn't have, like a piece of metal, and it killed him.
Oh no. So he's just floating there?
I guess, yeah. I don't know if maybe they helicoptered his dead body out of there.
No, there's no way, because like if they're going to go to that extent, we'll just helicopter the other ones out of there.
Well, and that's what I can't figure out, why they haven't done that, because I know they can do that with whales. So and so it must be because they're so domesticated that they don't know what to do with them.
I mean, put them back in the ocean and hope for the best.
I know.
Don't just let them die in there.
And they think, well, that's part of the problem. Is one of the biggest contenders for what to do with them right now is euthanize them.
Well, that should be the last. Like, you shouldn't even have that as an option.
I know. It's like, I think there's a big debate with them. Is it like, do you just stick them in the ocean and hope for the best?
Yes.
Do you take them to another still open marine, a marine park in Japan that's still open because it's not illegal there, has offered to take them, but you got to get them there, and you got to find somebody with enough money to get them there.
No, I just say put them back in the ocean.
I mean, that's what I would do too. And if they don't make it in the ocean, at least they died in the ocean.
Yeah, at least they had a fighting chance. So just euthanizing them.
And like the dolphins, they could live in the ocean. Like the dolphins are just, I mean, they're like second in command in terms of intelligence to us. So like, take them out, take them to the ocean. I don't understand why that's even a debate.
Yeah. Did you see that dolphins? There's what is it called? Like the puffer fish. Did you see they play with those puffer fish in order to get themselves high?
Yeah, because they hit them around, and like they secrete something when they hit them around, and they get high.
Yeah, that's intelligence there.
I mean, that just tells you what people with peak intelligence do. They get high.
Yeah,
life. You're like so bored with regular life. You're like, what do you want to do today? I don't know. Let's go get high.
Yeah, let's get drunk on puffer fish tonight. Like, all right, cool.
I know that's what is fascinating about the what we call killer whales, orcas, and dolphins, is they are highly intelligent.
Oh, ridiculously intelligent.
You know, and that's the thing that fascinates me about them, and why, like you said, like I don't understand why they don't give them a fighting chance. Don't euthanize them in there. Get them out to the ocean.
Yeah, if they make it, great. If they don't, well, that was the end. You tried.
Right.
You tried.
Right. At least they passed away in the ocean, and not in this. You have to look this up. Not in this literally abandoned marine park.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, I got one more story. It's not going to top yours,
right,
but we'll end with this one.
Okay, shoot.
This one's on the HuffPost. It says a woman who disappeared from Wisconsin 62 years ago has finally been found.
Wow, 62 years.
Yep. It says 62 years ago, Audrey Backeberg disappeared from a small city in south central Wisconsin after reportedly hitchhiking with a family's babysitter, catching a bus to Illinois. Nobody ever knew where she went or what happened to her.
Wow.
But she says, likely due to, okay, it says, turns out Backeberg chose to leave the town of Reedsburg on her own accord, likely due to an abusive husband.
Okay.
And somebody, quote, said she's happy, safe, and secure, and just kind of lived under the radar for that long. So
really?
Yeah. So she ran away from her life, and disappeared for 6. She's probably like 70 something now, maybe close to 80.
Yeah.
But my question Yeah, it says, she's now in her 80s.
Wow. And where did she live the whole time?
She left Wisconsin and then moved to Illinois. My question about the whole thing is, why were they still looking for her after 62 years? Like, how is this case still open?
I mean, they probably weren't. Maybe they just reopened the case to close it. Like, because you can do that. I mean, like if someone does pop up like 60 years later, you can reopen the case for a second and close it.
Oh, maybe they just found her by accident.
Yeah, like, oh, that was a cold case, right?
Yeah.
So let's reopen it and close it. But that's fascinating. But she was just perfectly like, I mean, see, when those people do that, why don't they ever, like a couple years in when they've been missing, or maybe when they've become satisfied with being missing, that they come out and say like, hey, like it was me. This case is me. I ran away. You can close. Like,
yeah, close. I don't know. I guess when when you do that, you run away. I don't know. I guess you just really kind of get in that zone where you just don't want to be found, and you never really get out of it.
I mean, and you don't exist anymore,
right?
Right. So there's nothing on you. You don't exist. So as long as you don't break the law and don't get picked up for anything.
And I guess long enough probably goes by that part of your life just seems like just so disconnected from everything you're doing now.
I guess. Yeah.
Huh. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, there you go.
Well, that's certainly that, that's not won't be the last time that happens. Like I feel like every few years there's one of those stories comes out where it's like so-and-so disappeared in like 1972. And as it turns out, they were living, their own life on this, on the coast somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah.
That happens.
I guess.
That happens.
All right. You got anything else you want to add to this one, Joe, or you want to wrap up?
No, I think I'm good. I thought my two stories today,
those were
pretty
great
much
stories.
covered it.
Yeah, those were perfect. So, all right, guys. Well, Joe, thank you for joining this episode. And,
absolutely.
Thanks for everybody for checking us out again. And we'll see you next Monday.
All right. Talk to you next time.
Yep.